We, as a master of ceremony of this event, I'm Muhammad Sandiara Fiatna.
And I'm Nimas Indrisunjaya.
We are checking out and see you on the SEMAR-IOT Challenge 2023.
And for the last act of performance, today from Bandwidth with their song Something Just Like This by the
as a master of
Chainsmokers.
ceremony Fiatna.
And I'm Nimas
Welcome.
Indrisunjaya.
We are checking out and see you on the SEMAR-IOT Challenge 2023.
And for the last act of performance,
As a master of
Chainsmokers.
ceremony.
The Internet of Things, or IoT, is a system of interrelated computing devices, mechanical and digital machines, objects, animals, or people that are provided with unique identifiers or UIDs and the ability to transfer data over a network without requiring human-to-human or human-to-computer interaction. In this time, where technological developments are increasingly sophisticated, IoT technology has begun to be developed and widely applied. For example, we can currently turn on the lights only through an internet-connected smartphone. IoT itself has a close relationship with the term machine-to-machines or M2M. All tools with M2M communication capabilities are often called smart devices. This smart device is expected to help humans work in completing various existing affairs or tasks. Elements forming the Internet of Things are artificial intelligence, sensors, and connectivity. The IoT Challenge is an event held for all undergraduate students worldwide to share ideas about the application of the Internet of Things regarding to handle specific problems in the world. Here is the assessment of the SEMAR-IOT event held in 2021.
Welcome to SEMAR-IOT International Webinar and Awarding Session. So, would like to conclude the 12 finalists who will compete to win a prize the competition.
Now IoT from the research from the machine research that we have around the
minutes, 20 minutes, and we have two sessions, 10 minutes each session. So the first session's question and answer.
Those one is issued by National Bureau of Statistics and listed under KBLI 2020.
Like this work hard pays off. Okay, and we've come to the end of today's webinar. So we would like to thank to our speakers who have built and provided inspiration for today's webinar.
This year, SEMAR-IOT comes with the themes Harmony of IoT's Contribution to Global Economic Growth. According to the McKinsey and Company survey that predicted total impact of IoT on various fields on Indonesia's GDP is around 1,600 trillion rupiah. And according to the survey, these figures show an excellent opportunity for developing IoT technology in Indonesia. IoT has introduced us to an age where everything is SEMAR-IoT comes automated vehicles, harmony of IoT's IoT has the global economic growth and extends. According to the McKinsey and Company survey, in addition to being an essential factor in the development of modern technology, IoT can also provide many advantages for various trillion rupiah. And according to the survey, IoT has an excellent opportunity for developing IoT technology device and sensor connection to the internet. Modern companies have an IoT has introduced data analytics every connected smart IoT and automated vehicles, harmony of IoT has the global economic growth and extends. According to the McKinsey and Company survey, in addition to being an essential factor,
Recording in progress.
IoT can also provide many advantages for development of IoT technology, and according to the survey, IoT has an excellent opportunity for developing IoT technology and device and sensor in economic growth in Indonesia. Be more advanced and IoT has introduced data analytics every connected smart IoT and automated vehicles, harmony of IoT has the global economic growth and extends. According to the McKinsey and Company survey, in addition to being an essential factor,
Recording in progress.
IoT can also provide many advantages for development of IoT technology, and according to the survey, IoT has an excellent opportunity for developing IoT technology and device and sensor in economic growth in Indonesia. Be more advanced and IoT has introduced data analytics every connected smart IoT and automated vehicles, harmony of IoT has the global economic growth and extends. According to the McKinsey and Company survey, in addition to being an essential factor,
Recording in progress.
IoT can also provide many advantages for development of IoT technology, and according to the survey, IoT has an excellent opportunity for developing IoT and device and sensor in economic growth in Indonesia. Be more advanced and IoT has introduced data analytics every connected smart IoT and automated vehicles, harmony of IoT has the global economic growth and extends. According to the McKinsey and Company survey, in addition to being an essential factor,
Recording in progress.
IoT can also provide many advantages for development of IoT technology, and according to the survey, IoT has an excellent opportunity for developing IoT and device and sensor in economic growth in Indonesia. Be more advanced and IoT has introduced data analytics every connected smart IoT and automated vehicles, harmony of IoT has the global economic growth and extends. According to the McKinsey and Company survey, in addition to being an essential factor,
Recording in progress.
IoT can also provide many advantages for development of IoT technology, and according to the survey, IoT has an excellent opportunity for developing IoT and device and sensor in economic growth in Indonesia. Be more advanced and IoT has introduced data analytics every connected smart IoT and automated vehicles, harmony of IoT has the global economic growth and extends. According to the McKinsey and Company survey, in addition to being an essential factor,
Recording in progress.
IoT can also provide many advantages for development of IoT technology, and according to the survey, IoT has an excellent opportunity for developing IoT and device and sensor in economic growth in Indonesia. Be more advanced and IoT has introduced data analytics every connected smart IoT and automated vehicles, harmony of IoT has the global economic growth and extends. According to the McKinsey and Company survey, in addition to being an essential factor,
Recording in progress.
IoT can also provide many advantages for development of IoT technology, and according to the survey, IoT has an excellent opportunity for developing
Recording in progress. Recording in progress.
the 11 Maret University, Solo, Indonesia. It is of the greatest importance that international participants meet and discuss the most recent and advanced research, and we are very happy that you have chosen Solo as the venue. You are known at Solo, a city of culture. Solo is the one place where you can really feel the spirit of Java. And our university, 11 Maret University, is the one of the public universities in the Central Java since 1976. 11 University has 11 faculties for undergraduate program, faculty of vocational program, and faculty of postgraduate program. Today, we are gathered here to discuss on all aspects of Internet of Things for global economic growth with the speakers, Professor Kang Hyun Cho, professor at University of New Zealand. Thank you for coming in this event. Mr. Andi Setyanugroho, STMBA, co-founder PT Indonesia 17. In particular, it is expected that focus will be given to issues on harmony of IoT's contribution to global economic growth. On behalf of the 11 Maret University, I would like to express my gratitude to the presence of all delegates and all participants in the SEMAR-IoT webinar and awarding session 2022. I would like to express my warmest welcome to you all, especially Professor Kang Hyun Cho and Mr. Andi Setyanugroho as the keynote speakers. There are 10 finalist teams in 11 Maret IoT International Challenge 2022 that selected from 40 teams with acceptance rate around 25%. This year's finalist teams are Energy Nova from Gajah Mada University, Sipejam from Andalas University, Wibi and Siki from Bina Nusantara University, Barakuda from UPN Veteran of East Java, Aka from Brawijaya University, Agribot Polije from Jember State Polytechnic, PNB GTE Bali from Bali State Polytechnic, and Baskara and Salmon from 11 Maret University. Today is the webinar and awarding session with more than 500 participants from India, PhD colleague and Art and Science, and Parwati by Kaugul College of Art and Science, Philippines, Ama University Online Education, and San Pedro College Senior High School, Main Campus, and ISC Club Metro Zamboanga, and Sangam University Nigeria, and also all participants from Indonesia. Finally, I would like to thank you, the judge, Professor Van Dung Hong from Ho Chi Minh City University of Technology and Education, Vietnam, Dr. Asto S. Subroto from Indonesian IoT Association, Dr. Catur Sugiarto, and Dr. Ferry Ardianto from 11 Maret University. And also organizing committee from their tremendous effort in organizing the 11 Maret IoT International Challenge 2022 and webinar and awarding session. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much for the opening speech, Professor Dr. Kunchoro Diharjo. Before going to the next agenda, we are going to take pictures together. For all the guests and the audiences, Please turn on your camera and we're going to take a screen capture for the documentation.
Participants who still turn off the camera are welcome to turn on the camera. Documentation start from the first slide. Next slide. Okay, next slide. Okay, thank you for the time.
Thank you, OC Media. Okay, next, I would like to remind all participants to fill in the present link with the link that has been shared in chat comment Zoom. Thank you. And we are going to next agenda. There will be Gambyong dance performance from Sanggar Tari Dharmagiri Budaya Isi. So Indri, can you explain me what is Gambyong dance?
Well, Sandia, for your information, Gambyong dance is a traditional Javanese dance, especially in Central Java. Gambyong dance is the result of a blend of folk dance and Malaysian dance. The origin of the word Gambyong was originally a name of Waranggana, or a chosen woman, female entertainer, who is clever and expert in bringing a beautiful dance and lively. Okay, without any further ado, our beloved dancer, the time is yours.
Thank you so much to our beloved dancer from Sanggar Tari Dharmagiri Budaya Isi. Okay, the next following agenda is a webinar session. But before we move to the next agenda, we want to welcome our special moderator for today's event. Please welcome Mr. Joko Haryono, PhD. Good morning, Mr. Joko. So Mr. Joko gonna be our special moderator for today's event. How are you, Mr. Joko?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning, the Master of Ceremony.
Good morning to Mr. Joko.
Good morning. Can you hear my voice?
Yes,
Well,
your voice is clear.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I will read just a little bit of profile description from Mr. Joko. So Mr. Joko have finished his education on Doctor of Philosophy, PhD Graduate School of Electrical and Computer Engineering, University of Ulsan, Republic of Korea, 2012 until 2017. He also serves as lecturer in Electrical Engineering, 11 Maret University, December 2021 until now.
And also, his main interests and experts are computer vision and image processing.
Okay, without hold any longer, because the following agenda is a webinar session, Mr. Joko, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much for Master of Ceremony. Okay, it's my pleasure to deliver this webinar in the event of international webinar and awarding sessions in the event of SEMAR-IoT Challenge 2022. Okay, I will open this webinar with some introductions. Imagine in this morning when I wake up, I see my smartwatch. Then from my smartwatch, I get some information about what time is it now, and also maybe about heart temperature, heart blood rate, body temperature, and some information related to that. So my questions: am I healthy today? This is the first question. And then we continue to enter the bathroom for taking a bath. And when I turn on the water heater, I also collecting some information related to the temperature, ambient temperature, and also my body temperature. Then the water heater suggests this is the optimal temperature for the water today. It's not finished that. After that, I go to my room and I see my smart mirror. From this smart mirror, I also collect some information. Uh, what is it today? Today is I have some important agenda. Oh, sure. If we get meeting with important person, then mirror give some suggestion. You should use this cloth. This is some scenario of the how IoT easier our life. They always collect data from our life, then send, exchange, and also give some analysis related to that. So our life will be connect with many IoT device. That's why Indonesian IoT Association predict that maybe about 1.6 million US dollar will be invest to the IoT devices or IoT investment. According to the same information from IoT or Indonesian IoT associations, it's about 15% of the investment will be come from the government. So government will provide many many infrastructure to make our life will be near with the IoT. So today we will have two valuable speakers. First speaker is Professor Kang Hyun-jo from University of Ulsan. Professor Kang Hyun-jo will be speak about in the research area how IoT or intelligent system by the sensor will be growing up and up. So I will introduce him first. Professor Kang Hyujo received the PhD degree in computer control machinery from Osaka University, Japan in 1997. Then after years of experience with A3 as a postdoctoral research fellow, they joined the School of Electrical Engineering, University of Ulsan, where now he is the Dean of Electrical Engineering faculty in this same university. So he is also actively in many organization, international organization, and organize many conference. And also I am his student when I PhD degree in University of Ulsan. So I know well about how expert him, especially in intelligent system by the some sensor or IoT devices. So this is I think this is very special for us to hear from him how they build intelligent system by sensor and IoT devices. And the second speaker will be Mr. Andi Setyonugroho. Can you change the slide? Yeah. Mr. Andi Setyonugroho, Master of Business Administration, received a degree MBA from Gajah Mada University, and currently he is a co-founder and Chief Technology Officer of PT Indonesia 17. We know PT Indonesia 17 is one of the grow up company, especially in telecommunication and some IoT devices provider, and they innovate many things in especially in telecommunication area and IoT, and also in some intelligent vehicle. Indonesia 17 also working in some country in especially in Asia. So they of course Mr. Andi have many experience how the company implemented IoT and also intelligent system in practice and commercially. He is having IT background combined with business strategic management, keep him with mindset to always finding fast and simple technology to any problem as well as business opportunity. Okay, this is also special because Professor Kang Hyun-jo now he is in Melbourne, in Sydney, Australia, because he organized HSI 2022 conference. So Professor Joe will not have so much time to join with this webinar because this is special. So he will have 1 hour to present, and also we can discuss more about IoT implementation, especially in research area. So because he don't have much time for today, the speaking will be partly become a bit between first speaker and second speaker. So first speaker, Professor Kang Hyun-jo will present an Q&A, Then we continue with Mr. Andi Guroho presentation and also a Q&A. Okay, before start uh, the presentations, I get information from Harvard Business Review, especially that IoT is the big trend of the growing research for today or for currently. That's why, as we have the introduction, we will always connect with the IoT device, and also many company and also government will expand this investment to the IoT. That's why economic will be growing up by implementing many area in IoT. So how research can deliver this best practice, or deliver how we can predict, and also how we can estimate in the future by proposing some idea in research area. So please, Professor Kang Hyujo, now time is yours for presenting and also discussion. Your voice didn't hear, Professor. Can you open your mic, Professor? Not yet. No, no sound from you. Your mic didn't open. Professor? Microphone.
Can you hear me?
Yes, well.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Okay, I'm so
Welcome.
sorry. Okay. So I can open up my material first. Can you let me have an
Okay.
open up sharing my slides?
Open. Host, can you help to open share for him?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you see me this?
Yes. Well.
Okay, good. Oh, I'm so sorry. Good morning, everybody. I'm very honored. It's very honored story for me to be invited here. SEMAR International IoT Challenge 2022. As a keynote speaker, actually IoT is very, very diverse scope of the works in the world now. So amongst that, I would like to briefly introduce what happens in Korea, especially on the drone images for AI service. So let me start it with my talks about this story. First of all, let me introduce myself very briefly. As Dr. Joko already introduced me, I actually worked on the computer vision and artificial intelligence systems, which has been sponsored by mainly Korean government with a big amount of grants. Actually, I also have worked on the primary managers of the drone images for AI data establishment 2020. So I was the PM at the time, so I have good experience to introduce this idea to you. I can share this idea with you. Of course, will be involved in an intelligence systems using the imageries, especially captured by the drone images. This is my brief research results, which has been published during recent years. Yes, actually, in Korea, we had a very big amount of grants. Since 2017, and every year we had about 200 projects initiated. Since that time, every year, about 20 projects each year. That has been collections of many archives of AI data. For example, natural language data and vision data, healthcare data and navigation data, and also safety data, agro livestock data, eco landscape data, and so on. So many kinds of data sets we have already established. So they are all archived in a Korean archive archives, which is called aihub.org. So even though that is archived in Korean words, but you can download it too there. So anyway, what I have done for this project, there was AI data collections from flight image from the drones. So amount of the grant was about 2 million US dollars per year. So that was being sponsored, hosted by my university with cooperations with Ulsan ICT Promotion Agency and some other partners like Gyeongbuk National University and some other companies, as you have seen is. From here, what I have done is first collections of raw data from the drones system. So mainly they are all 4K video data. 4K means about more than 4,000 times 3,000, namely 12 million pixel wise, quite qualified, high qualified UHV video data. So this 4K video data captured for three kinds of areas like amusement parks in downtown, city downtown, and a mountain place too. So we collected more than 320 hours. So that is the raw video data. Additionally, we also collected LiDAR data, amusement park area, downtown city area, and mountain rural area. In total, 60 hours. So in total, more than 380 hours of video and LiDAR data at the time. So from that collections of raw data, and we have to do data process to make it a good source for the AI service or AI programs. So we have to do the data processing and validations and later, and we also have to develop some AI services. So from this kind of collections of raw data, these are the stereotypical results like a measurement park area and forest or mountain area and downtown area. Using the drones, which is often used by the DJI's drone systems. And also, of course, we have our own Korean versions of drones too. So mainly amusement park and downtown and forest mountain area. Why we have to select this kind of three kinds of area? Because mostly drones flies from the above the sea, maximally 100 meters above as an altitude. So look down straightly or look down slightly. So we can see the orthographic imagery or perspective images to see the world like a amusement park, downtown, and forest area. So amongst them, mostly there are many types of objects has been incorporated in those imageries. For example, in a amusement park, for example, cars, trees, and pedestrians on the road, they could be detected. And also cars, traffic signs, and even the cars, bus, and motorcycle, trucks, or traffic lights too. Sometimes, of course, we can have the banners or pedestrians and street lamps too. And of course, the downtown, we could also detect some kind of categories of objects like a car, trucks, buses, and motorcycles, and traffic signs, and traffic lights, and street lamp, banners, pedestrians, buildings, and so on. In the forest or mountain images, that is a bit different. Some uh, sort of small number of the objects like forest, trees, and hiking roads. In the lighter data systems, we could select an objects like this. Then we could collect some uh, three-dimensional volumetric regions as a house or cars and so on. That is also very important when you are using them as an AI service in the future. Attended, as I mentioned, more than 380 hours, but actually we collected so much like more than uh, 400 hours, more than. If the drone flies up very high above the sky, then the longer, right? So it is, if that is longer, then the object size is going to be much more smaller, so it is much harder. So anyway, we have some thresholds to cut off some basic size of objects. That kind of a data process has been done. So actually, we have run AI data team to hire more than 18 workers to work together, and so we could provide them to periodic annotation education to collect data. As you have seen here in our laboratory classroom, we have used this, and also we had also uh, in this type of classroom, we could provide the periodic annotation education and teach them how to collect data sets well. And also, we could teach uh, many crowdsourcing part-timers, more than 88 part-timers actually we have recruited at time. So we provided online and offline annotation education. Come to think of our time zone, 2020 was starting year of the COVID-19 in the as a pandemic situation in the whole world. So it was a quite I'm sorry, it was a quite good moment for us to teach young men how to do their work online as business data set. And also we learned our deep learning algorithms to be used better result. So that kind of process as a feed forward and feedback mechanism. So we have make our system much more elaborate and after all. So that kind of process we have done. So uh, get better to do this uh, uh, to get this kind of results better. So as I mentioned, in our system, we could get the collections of raw data first, and then we do data processing. So we could collect some segmentations and images with each categories of the items like cars or buildings or pedestrians and so on. So with that kind of data, we also have to devise new AI services like the traffic safety around the information service or deep learning based urban security use, also live search in forest. That kind of missions could be devised into our AI services. So my university and my team, I have led my teams with an object detection on the road and person around tourist spots too. So detecting object uh, detections and also detecting a pedestrian or person in the place. So that kind of things has been used as missing person searching. And one of my partners, Sohong Tech, have done abnormal behaviors in the downtown areas like violence and or wandering or fainting down or crowding. So that kind of human activities could be detected as a AI service for AI service. So that has been done using this type of process data. And one more partner, ATAG company, has been done CNN-based live searching algorithm. For example, if you suppose who those are tracking the mountain, those are straight from the tracking area or missing, then we have to have a search that is very big burden for the police or safeguards, lifeguards. So that is one type of AI services in the future. So we have tried to devise the type of AI services through our drone imageries. So one examples here, traffic safety information service around the tourist attractions. Uh, so for example, left-hand side, you can see that the traffic analysis service, so many cars could be detected according to that density of the on the road, how the density a higher number, then there is traffic jams. On the other hand, that is much more smoother road conditions. On the right-hand side, you can see that a missing person detection service, like one person who has been identified to be searched, then we could try to search out in the all pedestrians and some imagery. So amongst that, we could try to find which one is the best fit or the second fit, second match or third match with a missing person. So we could identify the missing persons searching service. And as I mentioned, traffic safety information is very important, especially in the urban area. So, for example, here, this is some area in our town. So all cars has been detected on the way, but in Korea, actually, cars are running on the right-hand side, not left-hand side in the unlike Indonesia, maybe. So run so to the right hand side, and on the opponent one is going to be left hand, the different directions, right? Up and opposite direction. So according to that different directions, we could find the each rows how they are crowded or scarce, so we could identify whether there is traffic safety secured or not. So we can do this kind of work as much more better or advanced AI services in the future. This is one stereotypical examples what you have done before. So this is another examples. As I mentioned before, missing persons detected. So first, these people should be detected by the CNN model. After that, we identify that person area can be well matched, well fitted with the other recorded versions, so we can identify as a human re-identification mission. So according to that, their appearance, like a clothes or styles, so we can identify, for example, one ladies to be searched amongst the many kinds of uh, candidates. So we could identify amongst that who's the best fit in that. So according to that style matching or appearance matching, we could identify missing persons searching AI services will be done. And another services here, deep learning based urban security drone services that has been, as I mentioned, abnormal behaviors in the imagery. We can try to identify, for example, assault or wandering or thinning down or grouping of the people. So this is an area of the Ulsan uh, National Garden. So many people are walking or strolling outside. So first, people could be detected, and then uh, we can search out the densities of the people. Then we can see that grouping or not, and also uh, adjacent persons who are uh, fighting each other, then that is being very near to between them. So we can do find as a spatial temporal informations. Uh, Spatial temporal means uh, the locations of the persons and also the time difference according to the time interval, how they are cooperated with each other. So we can find whether that is harmony or fighting and so on. And of course, wandering's case, for example, people are walking and they're walking or even including the running. Yeah, walking is something like a periodic action by the pad, right? Legs motions. So according to that idea, that could be done. So in the future, we could do try to use multi-sensored IoT data to identify that human gait understanding too. So fainting is so simple, right? People is usually walking or standing on the ground, but if they are collapsed down, then their human body itself is lying down. So the aspect ratio, the horizontal and vertical ratio is going to be changed, drastically changed. So we could identify that is fainting out. So something like this kind of human actions will be detected by the computer vision based deep learning idea. So we could identify human action or human behavior could be detected for human future AI services. As I mentioned, in the case of the human behavior, like walking or running, if you are detecting a human body as a skeleton model, as you have seen in the different colors here, so those are what if the person walking, then those joints is going to be moved in a consecutive, I mean, in the temporal way and the location way, they are moving as a periodic motion. So we could identify whether how they are moving slowly, walking slowly, I mean, or running fast, we can identify. So this type of work is going to be used for urban security drone service in the future. This is the third cases of the AI service, which we have done before, live searching mission. Actually, this is a very interesting idea, but in the case of the forest or mountain area, you know, in Indonesia, a bit different because Indonesian country is a tropical or subtropical area, so all the time evergreen imageries. But in Korea, actually, we have 4 seasons. So in the hot summer, like this time, it is very, very hot in Korea. So that means a very good environment for uh, uh, greens. So much of trees and uh, plants are having a very big greens. In the case of the big green, it is quite hard to identify tracking area. But in the case of that uh, fall seasons or winter season, they are quite much of dried out. So much of that roadside or tracking areas are much more bigger. So anyway, uh, in the summer season, actually at that time we have working much in the summer season. Summer season, so that has been very greeny. So even though we consider green, but dark green area like a big trees or bushes and the tracks, so they are differentiated with each other. So anyway, in the tracks area, people are walking or moving through. So there we can identify where are the people and how they are moving or fainting and so on. So that is going to be a life searching missions as a AI service. These are the examples of what we have done with some informations like a forest and grassy area and so on that has been detected in each categories, and or hiking areas for AI data also detected well. Something like objects, or objects means here like pedestrians on the tracks. That is like each category has been detected as a AI service for especially for drone imagery. To do this kind of big projects, actually, it is very interesting. Like today, this morning, uh, so many participants for IoT challenges this year. Uh, SEMAR-IOT's International IoT's contest challenge. You also have been working very hard since you have submitted first drafts and paper review first, and then now today you have getting the awarded at last. At that time, we also have an uh, open idea for the general participations from the general people. General people means students, university students, or general adults. So we collect many proposals from their participations as a hackathon meeting. Hackathon, you know what is hackathon, right? That's like a challenge. So we open up the hackathon for zero night 2 days, zero night 2 days hackathon, hacking marathon hackathon contest. So these are the results as the registration first, the first day. The second day we have uh, given them a mission, and then we had final results. So this is a hackathon competition. So what we have provided them to do the hackathon competition, we provided imageries as we have collected as data, and also we have refined our data processed. So we provide them, the hackathon participants, to detect objects like a house or cars and so on, right? So we endow them to detect the each categories of the in the image, how well they have detected by their own system or software, I mean. So that was been done. These are the examples of, for example, sequence of UHD 4K images for 30 frame per seconds. So quite many imagery actually. We provide them, and then they do their own work to collect these objects like how can I say that rectangle form of each object. So if they collect whether that has well fit with the ground truth true values or not, so we can check up their idea and results is good or not. So that was done. So once we have given them an imageries sequence of imageries, and they detected an data set as a bounding box recorded uh, .tsv and tab separated value data like an Excel file data, so we could check it up with comparisons with real objects. So for example, what kind of objects actually we have used? 18 kinds like a tree, person, animal, house, apartment building, or school, office, traffic sign, traffic light, street lamp, or telephone pole, banner, milestone, bridge, tower, car vehicle, bus vehicle, trunk vehicle, motorcycle, bicycle. That kind of objects has been uh, uh, categorized in each different identity though. So we can see that their results in their idea like in the TSV file, their result file is like left, top left corner point and bottom, right bottom corner. 2 points if they have, for example, each coordinate evaluations, then we can check it out those valuation values how they were matched. So we often use this type of intersection of union with the ground truth. So that is something like that. IOU means something like that. If that is yellow is detected versions and the green version is selected, then how much has been intersect between them? That is the result. So in total area, amongst total area, the intersection is the ratio of this intersection of the whole union, that is IOU. So the IOU is a very high, 101 means 100% fit. If that is going to be smaller, then that is not well fit yet. So that is something like that. This is a typical, stereotypical. This is not matched well at all, then that is zero, right? So including the IOUs, we could check it out that. So we could get the score with that IOU with a different type of weightings like this, correct class or not, and even though the correct class, how those IOU is high or not. According to that, we could get a score, quantitative value. So among that, we have done that kind of hackathon results. This is one type of another services we have done. So this is an example. So collecting the imageries and yeah. So maybe, yeah, this is a traffic, real-time traffic checking up traffic service. So we could see that if that is much more dense, then that is the density in the on the road is going to be high. So traffic results is tough jammed. And this is another things we would have done. So detections of the missing persons and in the multiple from the multiple candidates, which is the most fit and second fit. According to that match, we could find who's the well fitted on that target. So this is the final one, monitoring. This is a bit different results. What we have done in our group, in our team, extended our result. Surveillance on the harbor, the boat or ship could be detected. So in a dynamic drone images. So for surveillance, harbor surveillance, it is a good mission. Or some cases, the persons who are searched out in a missing on the sea as a safeguard, or missing persons who are in the outside of the on land. So according to that idea, we could do that kind of services in the future. So now I'm trying to conclude my talks this morning. Actually, 2 years ago, 2 years already passed. In 2020, we could get this big amount of grant from the government. So that government grant was more than $2 million amount. So we could collect more than almost 400 hours high density data set, and also we could devise our AI deep learning based object detections models. So that kind of big grant was good things for big amount of data set collections, and also that was a good big thrust to uh, uh, promote AI business to further accelerate to collect the AI businesses, object data, object detections, or human re-identification, or some specific tasks like safeguard or surveillance and so on. So anyway, at the time we are very lucky to do this kind of work. As a PM, primary manager, I have done work very successfully. So my works has been partly uploaded on NIA, we call it National Information Agency, under the Ministry of Education and Science and Technology in Korea. So we have AI hub archive systems. So we already uploaded our own AI data on that archives. So that was a good pivot for us to collect data for AI-based applications for evolving or advancing the variety of industries in the future. And of course, we hadn't confined our tasks or approaches only for 3 or 4 kinds of work. Maybe this kind of new idea will be uh, projected new young researchers or developers to foster their own application as a new AI services. So probably that kind of idea will be a very, very interesting job. So someday or somewhere, we will see each other to see new concepts or new services. Uh, so this summer, this month, August 17 to 19, I organized IEEE International Workshop on Intelligent System in my university, University of Busan. And also, I also organized a very, very big conference, IEEE International Symposium on Industrial Electronics 2024 in Busan, Korea again. So if you have any chance, or you can try to uh, accelerate this kind of work to cooperate with myself, then you can very welcome to communicate with us and to visit us and to cooperate with us. So in some year. So thank you very much for your too much attention. And I'm also looking forward to seeing you in person, in physical way in my town too. Even though I'm now staying in Sydney, Australia, to organize one conference here in Australia, though, flying back home next day, then we'll keep in consideration to keep on the cooperations in the future, very near future. Thank you very much, Dr. Joko.
Okay, thank you, Professor Joe, for your nice presentations. Okay, before question and answer, maybe some insight I will explain from the presentation of Professor Joe. Yes, Professor Joe and team have done in I project, especially in AI data with flight image of autonomous by drone. So he explained many things about how they are collect the data from the drone, and also not only collect but how process and validate, and also continues with develop AI system. So this is very implemented and concretely can implement it in also in Indonesia maybe. So I invite audience, maybe you want to know deeply about this project, and also maybe about the method or some algorithm, then you can uh, confirm to Professor Joe, and also maybe in the future you can ask how IoT, especially in drone system, we can get many challenges, especially in implemented in intelligent system. Okay, I will give this opportunity first from the directly question to Professor by raise your hand. Maybe a committee can help. First is Nadia, SU Indonesia.
Okay, thank
Then,
you. I'm Nadia from Indonesia. So I have a question. First, what about
Yes.
the IoT data security system, especially for autonomous systems that are not only monitoring, where IoT monitoring is also feedback system control. For example, in drone image for AI service. And second, how about internet channels that are stable and even blank, and the application of IoT is in critical process systems or requires data sustainability? Is it possible to create a backup system that can make the process for sustainable, perhaps with some kind of data forecasting process? Thank you.
Oh, your question is two. One is surveillance is good using this type of drone images. Yes, I think that is very, very useful to use this type of deep learning idea to provide the AI services. So using that drone, why we are trying to use the drone images? Because drone image will see not human view usually, because the drone flies above the sky. Uh, that is a different viewpoint rather than our human viewpoint, right? So there is a there is additional informations for our general location. So that is very useful. It's especially for surveillance. So before actually, I have also involved in a CCTV surveillance system before. That is a new that is a stereotypical way, but drone imagery will provide a much more diverse viewpoint information. So that is very, very good for surveillance application. Second question, second question was quite similar to that viewpoint, though. AI service in the future, that will cover so much of opportunity or challenges. So young men, young students who are participant today, they are also very, very interested in AI service using under the name of IoT. Yes, IoT will cover up how they have interacted, right? Interact, interconnected. So in some cases, local devices which has been incorporated as a edge device, or some will connect it or interconnected with other uh, systems. So in that system, anyway, with an uh, standalone device or interconnected devices that has been a good uh, sensory informations. So that could, if we have a good additional informations from that sensor data, that would be good for the service in the future. So probably young people are much more interested in that AI services. So IoT challenge is something like the AI services too, in other sense, I think. So anyway, my uh, talks in this morning, that was mainly stem from drone images though. Imagery information is good, uh, much more straightforward. Furthermore, that is in some uh, additional viewpoint from the drone that is much more interesting. But the matter is computing device is also important as a edge device. So in case of course, we have some limitations with that system, but in the future, probably that will be also evolved, so we can do that. So as you can see in this display, you can see the two types of drones, right? So currently, drone will have a big capability to carry on the camera systems or sometimes a lidar system. But the limitation is battery now. But in the future, maybe battery is also going to be evolved. Of course, the drone itself is going to be much more smaller. So in that case, in the future, we'll have much more diverse and fast or big uh, IoT devices. So that will give us a big pivot to render good AI service in the future. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for the answer.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Nadia. So before we continue with the second question, please explain your institutional tool. So name and where I come from your institution, and then continue with your question. Okay, we give information opportunity to Afifah Rahadian.
Thank you for this my participation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm sorry I can open the camera, sir, and also I don't have virtual background.
Where I come from, Miss Afifah?
Yes, from Indonesia.
You mean UT?
Opening, yes, opening of university Indonesian.
Okay.
I want to question about this your data. So how we could make equation with a security system?
Ms. Afifa, your question is the IoT data security system?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. At any time. Yeah. Data security is also very important and also very, very critical in many aspects, especially if it has been involved in the privacy, for example. So first one I want to mention is we have to have not to infringe others' privacy. Yes. Second one, how we can secure the public information. You wrote many things. So those are different ways we have to concern. Anyway, we have to have such a standard, right? So as an answer, of course, we should secure the data for privacy and for public, both. And you mentioned two more. IoT allows data processing or just for monitoring? Yeah, IoT actually covers so much. As I mentioned, AI covers so vast, right? So yeah, every application or each application will target it at each individual's or designer's viewpoint. So what do you think is what you get? All right. So yeah, IoT allows you data processing and also many other applications like monitoring too. Okay. Third one, IoT is used for control systems. Yes, of course. Yeah. Every artificial objects means artificial systems will have its own function. So how we can use that function much more smarter way? That is electronic backup systems actually. So at the time we have to control that system. So in this sense, yeah, we need a well design the prerequisite demands and we must well identify the efficiency or the capacity the system it has. So according to that, the balance between those necessity and ability, so we can balance. So according to that balanced, we can aiming the application target, so we can control with that directions. I think that is a general answer about your question. Is that good for you? Oh, you have another different questions here too. Flying drone in some areas could be, yeah, yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Mr. NV says flying drones showing, for
Hi,
some
Professor.
areas it's quite expensive. Yeah, I know. So yeah, according to that, application, in some cases like CCTV has its own feature. On the other hand, drone is much more active to collect more information, more running way. So I'm not so sure whether it is good or not. This is running all the time, flying all the time with the drone is good or not, but it maybe it is used by the patrolling systems like mainly police or the uh, governmental agency. If not, it is not easy. Actually, when you fly the drones, you have to have a permission from the aviation rules. So basically, we cannot say that all the time drone is good, but drone should be good in some cases by the public services. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so secondly, what we should already for using your data with any many stuff like drone security system and anything else?
Uh, Actually, we have endowed that rules from the as a grant from the government. So we have reported to our results to our AI hub.org in Korea, for example. So general Korean people can access to that AI hub.org. I presume you may also access to that though, but that has been written in Korean now currently. So you can access and download and use those materials too. As we could use the public data sets like MS Coco or ILS Google or ILS VRC and many other data sets currently is open as public domain data sets. So you can download there. Is it good? All right. All right. I think that is all what I have to do, deliver my task already. Thank you so much for your joining.
Thank
And
you.
I will say
Yes, welcome, sir.
and I will say goodbye and have a
Thank you.
good day for you all. I wish you all success in the future too.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir, for
Okay,
your
thank you, sir.
thank you very much, Professor Joe.
Yes. Bye bye.
Bye. See you.
Thank you so much. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you,
Yes.
Mr.
Bye. See you.
Okay, we have already finished from the first speaker. Now we will continue with the second speaker, Mr. Andi Setiano Groho. Okay, your now time is yours, Mr. Andy.
Hi, morning, everyone. Allow me to share screen and share our experience.
Can you share?
Wait.
Or host can help Mr. Andy?
Yep.
Okay.
then post the budget, and then if the telco approves, then it will run automatically. So everything will be web-based, online, and directly approved. We also develop a push notification platform using UMB. Actually, it's a pop-up screen in your phone, so you can directly respond and buy some value-added service in a telco. It's previously it's launched in XL Axiata. We also develop an active voicemail. It's basically when you're not available, your friend can leave you message. We put a new technology there that the active voicemail can be interactive. In the meantime, we also develop mobile apps. It's already available in App Store and Google. It already reached around 2 million subscribers on the app. We also develop Milove. It's a fun dating app. It's not really a dating app. It's fun for you to search around. It will match your horoscope, match your scan result, so you can playing with your friend. This is our partner clients. We engage with Kominfo, with Paycraft, connect to local telco in Indonesia and also in international telco, Thailand, Vietnam, Pakistan, and we also work with the phone brand for the because we developed the app in Indonesia. We enable the TKDN, so some of the brand already engage with us to enable the TKDN into Indonesian market. Okay, this is our achievement so far. We established in ADU Telecom in 2019 in Budapest, Hungary. We also joined the Happy Festival 2018. We win the second winner in Vietnam Vitel. It's a Vietnam telco in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and then because we get the second winner, we go to Boston, US, as a third winner. Right. So we are also looking into metaverse. This is a new opportunity for us to look into the new virtual reality business. So we developed some games. Right now we create the virtual reality of Mandalika International Street Circuit. I think later on when we finish the game, we will launch the product into the Oculus Quest 2. Later will be available in Oculus. I believe some of you already tried the virtual reality using Oculus, right? Now, this is our IoT project. First, we do an IoT project in 2016. We developed a Wi-Fi platform. Previously, is targeted into an airport area. We developed using customized local ads. So everybody facing a specific Wi-Fi access point, the ads showing each time the user join will show different ads. So yeah, it's a, you can say it's a simplistic IoT, but it's it working, we can target a specific user on specific area, passing by a specific store. Later on, we also developed the Bluetooth PLA version beacon, but it's not yet integrated to the Wi-Fi platform. This Wi-Fi platform is used by XL Axiata. Okay, in 2022, we do a lot of POC. The requirement is when you have a Videotron inside the mall or inside the passenger area, waiting room area in the airport, you will see a lot of Videotron display, right? But the challenge is to know how many people actually staring to the Videotron and how many people is only passes by. So we create a camera and then connect to Arduino. We detect who is watching to the Videotron and then count them. And then we match it with the specific time. What is the ads actually showing during that in the Videotron? So at the end, you will precisely count if some ads showing how many people is actually watching, how many people passes by in every ads. So when you have such detailed data, then you can inform to the advertiser your ads showing how many times during the day, during the week, during the month, and how many viewers actually seeing your ads. And then that can be related to later on the business purchase of the ads showing. Let's say some product, and then how many watching, and then you can relate that to how many purchase done in the area or in the later after user passes by. This is another project. So in 2022, we do a lot of IoT project quickly. Since during pandemic, we want to catch up the opportunity of pandemic to do a lot of project. This time we do fuel tank monitoring. We use tank level sensor. Tank level, fuel flow, and the fuel quality. The goal is to calculate and to detect if any fuel breach or fuel inefficiency. We do it with the Arduino and RS485 using Android Flutter and Android Flutter web and apps. That's one part. And we also do a fuel conditioning system. It's actually a project from our partner. It's a proprietary technology. They try to clean up the current B30 solar for industrial. It's a lot of consumption. So they develop the technology to clean the solar, because the solar itself is not clean, and you can say it's bad. And if it is used in the machine, can degrade the machine quickly and drop the production of the machine. Used in coal area, in mining area, to run dump truck and shipping. So we help them to put all the sensor into into a display using Android, and it's also online. So all the information will be captured and then analyzed and decide decide what to do with the platform. Let's say if they need to change the pump, change the filter periodically, select what type of filter, how many output of the filter, etc. So it's a lot of, involving a lot of industrial flow meter, pressure transducer, particulate sensor, and ultrasonic tank level sensor. This is another POC that we do. The idea is to check if it's wherever
Recording stopped.
current Android phone able to do simple lane detection.
Recording in progress.
It's not going to be autonomous yet, but at least it can do a simple lane detection like this. You just need to connect to the camera outside the car, and it will work as a lane departure warning. Currently, this such a feature only available in a luxury car, but if you can develop using Android, then it can be available in a cheaper car, including maybe we can develop into the distance sensor, so we know how many left in front of us and back of the car, and then the Android can decide when to brake, when to gas. Same like a cruise control currently only available in luxury car. That's a POC, but I believe with enough graphical processing right now in the phone, soon or later we can use the phone as a unique identity for the car, and maybe can run the car for you. So you just need to step into the car, and then the car identify you, and then you can just say where you want to go with the car. I believe that can be done in the near future. That's it. A brief sharing from our experience. Maybe in IoT or in other industry, past platform.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Andi, for your presentations. Okay, now time for question and answer. Before some question will be delivered, maybe I will summarize about Mr. Andi presentations. As we know, the company Indonesia 17, they have done with some project, especially in telco, and also now innovate to IoT challenge, IoT, especially in some application or implementation, right, Mr. Andi?
Yep.
So according to that, because in Indonesia especially, we have divergence thing about IoT implementation.
Yep.
Yes, especially how device and application can connect to the system, and also how government provide or support the infrastructure for connected each other. So I think this is many challenge to explore in this discussion, especially from academic student, and also maybe from industry, and some part from government. So please ask to Mr. Andy. Please tell your institutions and then ask the question. We collect 3 from the directly question, and we open also for 3 question from the chat and also comment in YouTube. I think the same question. First is Mr. Ivan and the second Mr. Nadia. So times for yours now. Mrs.
Oh, no.
Nadia.
Wait.
Okay, Miss Asisa, Miss Afifa. Go ahead. Can you start, Miss Afifa? Okay, we change to Miss Nadia. First question.
Okay, thank you. So I have a question. Yeah, first, what do you think, Mr.
Nadia? What is your institution?
Test. Okay, so I'm Nadia from Sanata Dharma University. So I have a question. So first, what do you think, Mr. Andy, to start a business startup in the field of IT and AI? And 2, what is the recommendation for us, Generation Z, to build a business in the field of IoT and AI? And 3, what are the areas of IoT and AI that are highly strategic in the future to increase business value and visibility to society in the future? Thank you.
Okay,
Mr.
Andy. Wait, Miss Aviva, later after Mr. Andy.
Okay. So for Mr. Andy.
Wait, Miss Aviva. Can you stop your question?
Should I answer first? Yeah.
Mr. Andy will answer, then continue with your question, right? Okay.
All right. To start the business in the IoT business, I believe we need to learn what is the current issue, current problem that most everyone facing right now, and then you develop the solution for that kind of stuff. Let's say the current issue right now is about food scarcity, energy scarcity. It's not yet in Indonesia. Maybe you haven't feel yet, but I think it will impact to our country also. It's about the European issue, right? They have energy scarcity and food scarcity, right? If you able to develop some IoT product or IoT technology to help them, let's say, grow some wheat for them, or maybe another food replacement, and export to Europe, use your IoT to grow them quickly or precisely and increase the capacity, then you will help them, and then you will get into the business quickly in the IoT. So it's not just a high-tech research, but you answer the current problem. Actually, I believe Indonesia will have a lot of opportunity to export something to Europe right now. Even you export the coal, export the gas, export the food, everything can be exported now to Europe. Correct, Pak Dr. Joko?
Okay. There are 2 other questions, Mr. Andy.
Which one? The other one?
The second is, what is the recommendation for us, especially for Generation Z, to build a business in the field of IoT and AI?
Yeah, if if you can answer the current problem, yeah, that's one. That's one. The other one is if you develop another something new, yeah, something new for the IoT. Like, so, let's say you can do some research into what have been done in the other country, and then you at least you do it locally, develop locally in Indonesia. That's another advantage for you, because I think I believe government right now is help and support local developed technology. Even as this technology is actually already there in the different country, but if it is you can develop our own, then there will be advantage for us. Okay. So it's based on your passion actually. It's don't to develop anything that you are not very well known and very well passionate about it. So don't go to another something new, but which are your passion, and then do that.
Okay. And there is another question from Ms. Nadia. What are the area of IoT and AI that are highly strategic in the future to increase business value and usability to the society in the future? This is about strategic, Mr. Andi.
Strategic area. Right now, I think in Indonesia we have a lot of subsidized energy sector in BBM, in gasoline and diesel. And government now goes into the electric area. If you develop around that area, as you know that the government already created another new industrial area in Batang. They develop. There is two big battery company from Korea and from China. I think will be running in around 3 years from now. Then electric car transportation electricity will be next big business that's coming into Indonesia. So you have to jump in, develop something around that. It may be battery sensor, maybe new technology battery, maybe.
Okay, how is Ms. and is any confirmation, or you need to confirm something to Mr. Andi, or it's already clear?
Sir, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I don't understand that. So, another question for Mr. Andi. How we can already for using with a new project about this technology or business? That's all. Thank you.
Sorry.
Okay, this is another person question.
So what's the question?
Yes.
Can you repeat?
Well, so how we can already do make a project for business, for anything, Mr. Andi?
How?
Okay, your experience about how you can create new project, especially in IoT. You can share your experience, Mr. Andi.
Yeah. Some of the project is coming from friend, from partner that we discuss, we hang out we hang out and then we do some chit chat, and then suddenly he said, "Can you do this, and then it's become a project." That's one way of you into the IoT project. the other way is you dream something that you have a passion with. Let's say you have passion with agriculture. You have a dream to how to increase the productivity of rice field. How can we do that? That's another question that you need to answer. And then you develop some solution. And to develop the solution, you need to really understand what is the problem, what is the rice field need to have to grow the rice field. So really, you need to understand first the problem, the business, before you can develop anything on top of it to improve it.
All right. So that's it for me. Wassalamualaikum, Mr. Andy. And I apologize for any question is to dismiss, and my voice is not good. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Aviva. Okay, we collect another question from the audience. Can you raise your hand for another question? There is any question? No question for this discussion? Okay, I will have some question to Mr. Andy. So I hope it will be insight from for the audience to ask something. Mr. Andy, how long you have been working in IoT area? First question, and the second, how you can feel while you are working in several years. It's mean how increasingly the IoT implementation, especially in the industrial. So we can quickly jump, or we can quickly to adopt something from the new idea or new area of science. So according to that, maybe audience can feel, oh, this is how first time we know IoT, then we try to implement, or we can try to become leader in the IoT area. Okay.
Yep. First engaged to IoT was in 2016. We developed the Wi-Fi platform, but after that we first focus on the fast platform to build our revenue. But looking into the current year in 2022, I see a lot of demand about the IoT, because actually I believe in the industrial area they already use IoT. Let's say they want to automate everything, right? The productivity line, to speed up the process, increase the capacity. Everything will be measured. They want to detect, to check everything. That's where IoT required. Just 1 month ago, I playing badminton with some friends. they asked me to, there are two industry that are asking me the IoT solution. First is the industry of chicken, ayam potong. They have a lot of incoming chicken, live chicken. They want to detect how many incoming, how many house size, and is it the size, is it consumable, or it's too small, or it's already dead, blah blah blah. They want to detect everything, and they want to speed up the process. Let's say how many incoming, how fast they can come to us, and then how fast we can cut them, and then remove all the feathers, and then pack and ship to the restaurant area, to Hoka Bento, KFC, McD, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of demand on that. They want to increase that, to increase the capacity. They want to build a new factory, detect again everything with less human involvement. That's what they want. That's the one industry. The other industry is fishing industry. They want to detect the fish directly in the sea. When they catch it, they want to know what kind of fish, how big is it, and then put it in the storage area, live in the port, in the big port. Yeah, it's not a small port, it's very large port. And then they want to report the data directly to the port, so they can prepare the receiving area, how big is the fish and how many, and then they want to ready truck in the port and then into the factory directly. So that's IoT, and then will require a lot of development. Yeah, and also I think because it's in the sea, you will need the satellite connection to report all the data. That's two industry that I already engaged, and they request the solution already. I believe the other industry will catch up quickly, because as you know that the population is getting big, the demand is also high. Everything needs to be faster and bigger capacity.
Okay, very interesting. Before we, I read the question from the audience. One more, maybe from your explanations. We know in IoT, we should consider about collecting data. And the second is how we can exchange the data from one device to another device. And also how the analyzed data to become information or decisions, and some of continuing with automation system, right? As your explanations. So our country sure have many, especially many challenges about data. For example, the latest one is how Pertamina want to collect data from the citizens about petroleum. This is many resistant about that. So it's counterproductive, or this paradox. IoT start from the data, but sometimes we have resistance about the data. So how we can how we can deal with this situation paradox? Maybe you have experience about that, Mr. Andy?
Yeah. From the example case of Pertalite registering from the My Pertamina, right?
Yes.
The point is the government want to reduce the subsidization of the BBM, the gasoline. So they want to track who is buying the Pertalite or other when they buy, who is it? Who are they buying it? So the government want to make sure that it is received by the correct citizen, right? The one is only for public transportation and low income, which for the other part of the citizen, the more they have more money, they should buy Pertamax and turbo or diesel, blah blah blah. That's the concern is about the government. Yeah, they want to reduce the subsidies, and they want to move the subsidies into other useful purpose. Let's say for education, for develop something, localize something, create a new industrial area. Because that's really the issue in Indonesia is we import a lot of gas from outside. They want to reduce it because the price is already increased. That's why now is the electricity is coming, electric is coming, motor, car, blah 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 is coming. Blah, blah. It will replace the gas. That's so to understand the paradox, we need to understand the background of the issue. But for other purpose, like say for the what we do in the diesel fuel tank project and the fuel conditioning project, we only save the data into the detailed data. We only save for 1 week. But every minute and every hour, we create another table to store the value. So you don't need to save all the data. Say for 1 year, you don't need. You just need to create a specific period and then summarize it. Then put into something that meaningful and valuable information from it. Let's say if you have per second data, right? But you only need to collect them, summarize them per minute, right? And then per minute, and then maybe per quarter minute, and then per hour, and then per day. That's it. So you don't need to keep all the data during 24 hours and then summarize it one time together. No need. Just need specific, and then summarize, specific, summarize. That's how we deal with the storage requirement. Because once when you measure the data, when you collect the data, the device may not have a lot of storage, so you have to get only what you need from the IoT.
Okay, combined with Professor Joe explanations, sure, online and offline is two kind of diverse of the IoT implementation, right? So, of course, if we using online or connected each other, this is a more highly cost. Yep. That's why some industry collect data offline, then they process this offline data to get some information or some decision to the future. So according to Mr. Andy's presentation and also explanation, I think we can compare how when we use offline data for IoT implementation and how in which case we just need offline data for this only collected and then processing by offline processing. It will be more effectively, maybe like that. Yep. Okay, there are another question, Mr. Andy. I first question is from Saif from SMK Muda, and the second is from Christian from LC Bandung. From Saif, he asking about number of members. I mean, you have so many projects, and can you share your experience, especially for one project, you need how much member to finishing the project? This is the first question, and the second still from Saif. He asks how we can start learning about IoT. Maybe because he is in senior high school, so he need some recommendation from you how we can effectively study about IoT. Okay, your times now.
For the actually we have around 20 developer in our office right now, but doing the IoT its project I think will only require 4 members. One is doing two is doing the front end, the other two is doing the back end. And we discussed directly with me to find a simple logic, simple algorithm to do the project, because the requirement is already very specific, which we only need to create the front end and then read from all the sensor and then collect the data into the back end system. So it's quickly, so it's not a lot of member to required to do the IoT.
Okay, the second, how to start study about IoT, especially in security.
IoT security, you mean camera, CCTV, blah blah blah, yeah. Now is internet is already everywhere. You can use internet to learn anything right now. So you can just Google, find a course from a local course provider, or also on from outside provider like you have a Ruang Guru in Indonesia, and maybe other also. I believe they have a specific subject that cover IoT for the basic one. Yeah. And then also if you want to move to more advanced, then you can find other course from Udemy, even from MIT. If you want, it's already available course with different bill. Yeah, different. MIT of course very expensive, but it's if you able required, then you can spend the budget for that. But in a simple way, you just if you okay with the reading books, you can just go to the bookstore and then buy the IoT subject, or you can learn it online. Me myself, I have a lot of ideas and thinking. I can show you some of already bought this one. I think it's sorry, can you see? Yeah, it's a chatbot kit for autonomous car development. I already bought the kit, but they're still waiting from the NVIDIA Jetson. It's not available in Indonesia. It's hard to get. But what is your passion, and then look into it. That's how we start the IoT project.
Okay, very interesting and implemented, I think. How about you, Saif? It's already clear. And the last question from Christian Bilma from LC Technology. He asking about trade-off of advantage and disadvantage of IoT. I mean about sure from IoT, many automation and easier we can get, but some privacy will be loose. I mean, we cannot more privacy because our data will send to another and exchange each other. This is the problem of IoT. The second, first is trade-off, how we can deal with this situation, advantage and disadvantage. And the second is about data processing. I mean, from collect data, uh, data processing is quite interesting issue. I mean, standalone and in online still problem in Indonesia, especially no internet connection well in everywhere. And the last is related to the second about network. I mean, if our device connected with the network, it also have delay. How we can deal with this delay, especially in processing data? It's more technically.
All right.
Okay.
About the privacy trade-off, yeah.
Yes.
It's mostly for the CCTV detection. Maybe currently we have in Jakarta, they deploy TLA, the electronic tilang. Yes, of course, there's a privacy issue on it, but I believe because of the limited of the available storage in the, I think in the police, I believe, the public CCTV, they don't store all of them. I don't think they will store all of them. They just detect the one needed and save, or capture the violation and save. They will not store everything because a video camera is very storage consuming when you want to store all of them. Yes, of course, possible they can store everything, but I don't think they have that kind of budget to store everything. They just detect and store, detect and store, and then capture the violation. That's it. So if any privacy breach that may happen, you still have a law, privacy law for ITE law that cover your privacy still. So no need to worry about it. But big cases, yeah, okay. Second, about the data processing, yeah. Data processing, yes, of course, consume a lot of CPU, yeah, CPU and then memory and then storage. That's why what we do is if the sensor is on a remote area, we summarize the information, and then when we need to send it to the central server area in the central area, we compress it. So that's you can reduce the requirement. So when you compress the data and already summarize, you only need the little of bandwidth to do that, and then you also overcome the delay, because if you send all the data real time, then that will a lot of bandwidth required. But that you summarize and then compress the data, yeah, you can get the same information and still save the bandwidth. So please consider and do the same. I can advise you to do some kind of solution to reduce your bandwidth requirement and also CPU processing requirement in the central area. You don't need to get all the information around. Later on, if you still want all the complete information, do offline way. Let's say collect weekly or monthly from the remote area and then up collect offline and then go to the central area. But still, that is a lot of time consuming also to do that. Right? You need to go to other area back and forth every week. It's a lot of time and cost also to do that. So better from the start you do the project, put in your mind that you need to make sure that only get the data that you need and compress it. You don't need to get everything.
Okay, I think Mr. Christian Bima, all the question has answered by Mr. Andi well. And the last, we only have about 5 minutes, Mr. Andi, but there is one question from Mr. Mayanto. He asked about what are the superior product from PT Indonesia 17 related to the IoT, especially. Maybe can you share a little relation to IoT in PT Indonesia 17? It means your superior product. Yes.
Superior, I think is none is superior because we develop the IoT solution depends on the requirement from the client or depends on what we need from the IoT. So it's I think it's everything. It's specific solution to each problem, to each requirement. So it's I don't think it's superior because it's actually if you can say it's simple, it's simple because the sensor is already there. The sensor, you don't need to develop your own the sensor. The product is already there outside in the market. Let's say if you want to do a pressure sensor, it's already available. You want to do digital flow sensor, it's already available in the market. So you just create the solution integration and then build the business decision making on top of that. The point is for the IoT is actually the business decision, right? You get a lot of information from the deployment, and then you put into business decision making on the platform. That's the point. It's not about how advanced your technology. It's the point is what you want to do with the IoT. What does the business decision require when you do the IoT? So when you understand that, and you may need only a simple IoT product or device to put into the specific area of the project. No need to do a high-tech one. Like different method, let's say you do a rocket science or you need to go to the Mars. It's a different high-tech technology.
Ini dimasukkan loh. Yang skematinya tadi yang kakak suruh Salwa masukkan ke sini. Mana skematinya tadi?
Simple IoT device for a specific project. So for me, I always keep in my mind is to do the as simple as possible solution. Easy to maintain, easy to develop. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Andi. We have finished 2 hours sharing session and webinar for today. So can we give applause to Mr. Andi? Okay, as mentioned by the Master of Ceremony, before we close the webinar, there is a certificate for the speaker for today. So can committee share the certificate for the speaker? Okay, the first certificate for Professor Kang Hyunjo. He already shared about research area in University of Ulsan, especially in Korea. And the second certificate for Mr. Andi Setyanugoroho. We are IoT SEMAR-IOT Challenge 2022. Give many thanks to Mr. Andi and also Indonesia 17
Thank
for
you.
contribution. I hope we can collaborate or collaborate in other event for next year or any other time.
Thank you, Dr. Ko.
And for your see you. Okay, now we have finished the session, webinar session. Thank you very much for your joining this webinar for today, and time now come back to the Master of Ceremony.
Thank you so much to our two great speakers, Professor Kang Yunjo and Mr. Andi Setyo Nugroho, for delivering the great topic on this webinar. And thank you to our wonderful moderator, Mr. Joko Haryono, PhD, for hosting the webinar session. And before you go, Mr. Joko, we would like to give you a certificate as our gratitude for you already guiding our webinar for today. We're gonna take screen capture for documentation. Okay, I will count 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Once again, thank you, Mr. Joko. But before going to the next agenda, we want to say thank you to our special ghost sponsor for today's event, PT Indonesia 17, and our sponsor Indonesia for making this event come true. And there will be a message from PT Cloud Hosting Indonesia for the beloved participant. For the PT Cloud Hosting Indonesia, the time is yours.
Okay, good. Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Julio Erdiansyah. I'm from ID Cloud Host. Hello, hello. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Julio from ID Cloud Host. Well, thank you for the opportunity for us to attend this event. So today, we will share everything you need to know about ID Cloud Host. So without further ado, let's move on to the presentation. So yeah, ID Cloud Host basically is the leading cloud provider and infrastructure in Indonesia that we giving solutions, especially in offering compute. Our mission is becoming one-stop platform to go digital for everyone with fast accessibility, latest technology, and an excellent business partner for clients' business development. And ID Cloud House were founded in 2015, and we serve any segmentation from professionals, startup, small business, government, and many big corporations. We have various service from, as you guys can see in the presentation, we have various service from Cloud PPS, Cyber Panel PPS, Cloud Hosting, dedicated server, bare metal server, PPS server, WordPress hosting, cloud object storage, and many more that you can see in our website. And until now, we have more than 200,000 customers from government, startup, university, and many more. And yeah, as you guys can see, this is our customer growth year by year from 2014 until 2022. Before we gain trust from many customers, like now, we start from around 600 customers, and it keeps increasing in a span of 7 years. And talking about our journey, ID Cloud House first founded in 2015 under the name of PT Cloud Hosting Indonesia. In 2016, we have our first office, and in the next year, we launched our CSR programs, and we became the finalists for Cloud Journey of the Year at DCD Data Center. And now we have total 7 data centers in Indonesia and Singapore, more than 200,000 customers, and also ISO certified. Now we have 3 offices in Sukabumi, Jakarta, and Pekanbaru. And in the next slide, we will see, yeah, this is the data center point that we have located in Indonesia and Singapore, and our data center is already have 4 certifications, as you can see in the presentations. And yeah, as I told you before, ID Cloud House founded in 2015 by our founders, Mr. Abdian, Mr. Faisal, Mr. Mufid, and also Mr. Raful. And yeah, I think that's all, guys. All the things you need to know about ID Cloud House. And don't forget to connect with our social media at ID Cloud House and our website at idcloudhouse.com. And thank you for having us. ID Cloud House, simple, affordable, and reliable. See you.
Once again, thank you very much to PT Cloud Hosting Indonesia for the message.
Well, next there will be band performance. This band is coming from Electrical Engineering Sebelas University and have accomplished so many awards in local competition. Without hold any longer,
please welcome Bandwidth. Wow, we really enjoyed the performance from Bandwidth with their song Kala Cinta Menggoda by Krisye. And thank you so much, Bandwidth, for great performance.
Okay, the next agenda is the moment that we have been waiting for, the moment of the truth, the winner of SEMAR-IoT Challenge 2022. So please, for all the finalists of SEMAR-IoT Challenge, prepare yourself.
And right now, we will read out several categories of winner for rewarding session. The first one is Best of Special Award, and after that, and after that is our primary winner. For special award, there will be Best Presentation, Best Innovation, and Best Market Potential. And for the primary winner, there will be first place winner, second place winner, and third place winner.
Okay, without any further ado, this special award for SEMAR-IoT Challenge 2022 is the first one, Team Si Pejam from Andalas University as Best Presentation. Congratulations to the Si Pejam team from Andalas University as the winner of a Best Presentation.
Okay, for the next one, Team
Barakuda from UPN Veteran of East Java as Best Innovation.
Congratulations to Barakuda team from UPN Veteran of East Java as a winner of Best Innovation.
And the last one,
Team ACA from Brawijaya University as Best Market Potential.
Congratulations to the ACA team from Brawijaya University as a winner of Best Market Potential. Once again, congratulations to all those chosen.
Okay, next, we will read out the third winner of SEMAR-IoT Challenge 2022. In the third place of SEMAR-IoT Challenge 2022 is Team Siki from Binus ASO School of Engineering. Congratulations for Siki team from Binus ASO School of Engineering for the third place winner of SEMAR-IoT Challenge 2022.
Thank you so much, Siki team, and once again, congratulations. Move to the next winner of SEMAR-IoT Challenge 2022. In the second place, SEMAR-IoT Challenge 2022 is Team Baskara from 11 Maret University. Congratulations to the Baskara team from 11 Maret University for the second place.
Thank you so much for Baskara team, and once again, congratulations for your second place. Move to the last winner. For the first winner of SEMAR-IoT Challenge 2022, in the first place of SEMAR-IoT Challenge 2022, we'll give you Team Energy Nova from Gadjah Mada University for the first place. Congratulations for the Energy Nova team from Gadjah Mada University for the first place winner on SEMAR-IoT Challenge 2022.
Yep. Once again, congratulations to the winner of the IoT Challenge contestants, Harmony of IoT's contribution to global economic growth. And we've come to the end of today's webinar. We would like to thank to all speakers who have filled and provided inspiration for today's webinar. Professor Kang Hyun-jo and Mr. Andi Setio Nugroho, and also great moderator, Mr. Joko Haryano, PhD.
We want to say thank you for the participation of all participants who enlived the SEMAR-IoT event in 2022.
As Master of Ceremony and the representative of all the organizing committee, from our deepest heart, we do apologize for our mistake in presenting this event.
We, as a Master of Ceremony of this event, I'm Muhammad Sandiara Viatna.
And I'm Nimas Indri Sunjaya.
We are checking out and see you on SEMAR-IoT Challenge 2023.
And the last act of performance today from Bandwidth with their song Something Just Like This by the Chainsmokers and Coldplay as a closing for this event.
Please welcome Bandwidth.
Mhm.